This channel do not condone piracy of any kind. Asking for, providing or discussing illegal download links is not allowed. Hello Game Daddies. Game Daddy here, and welcome to our channel where you're never too old for video games, and we're all about to dive into the world of Android emulation. In today's exciting episode, we'll be talking about Yuzu Android, Strato, Citra Android and Melon DS Android, so grab your joysticks and game on. But before we start, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon so that you'll be updated with the latest news, tutorials, and anything about Android emulation. Let's go. Let's talk about Nintendo Switch emulation on Android with Yuzu. It's been almost 2 months since Yuzu Android Mainline and Early Access got a new update, but the long wait is over and a huge update just hit the Play Store. In this update they fixed another situation where the input overlay could lay out incorrectly. Fixed the settings page from appearing dim when using 3-button navigation and in landscape. Fixed an issue where the user could open the in-game menu while emulation was starting. Fixed an issue where the user couldn't install updates, DLCs using a file that doesn't have all characters in the extension in lowercase. Fixed an issue where the app would crash if the emulation activity doesn't have a game. Fixed an issue where Yuzu tried to update invalid views in the emulation fragment. Fixed a couple issues where Yuzu tried to update invalid views in the setup fragment. Fixed an issue where the config file wasn't regenerated when pressing the reset settings button. Fixed an issue where deserializing games during app startup could cause stutter. Fixed an issue where a button in the input overlay could get stuck if pressed while swiping to open the in-game menu. Fixed an issue where some controllers would have their inputs incorrectly forwarded to player 2. Fixed an issue where the emulation surface would appear stretched if you rotated your device before emulation started. Fixed an issue where the low memory notice would appear regardless of how much memory the device had. Added a new page to manage all of Yuzu's data in one place. Added a GPU driver manager. Added a new page to launch applets using installed firmware. Reorganize the settings tab to put the most used options features on top. Split the settings tab into 2 columns on wide screens. Updated translations from Transifex. Includes only the best latest changes from upstream Yuzu. Note, latest turnip driver is required to get proper support on Adreno 725 and 730 GPUs, update accordingly. So if you haven't updated your Yuzu Android Mainline or Early Access, now is the right time to check this huge update. Quickly, we're still talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on Android but with Strato. Kimchi just dropped a new GPU driver, Turnip 24.0.0 Devel RX. Here are the changes. Version bumped to 24.0.0. Partial Adreno 7XX support. Upstream Vulkan 1.3.269. 2. A 7XX. Fix occlusion queries on pre-A740 GPUs, fixes Adreno 730 series crashing on emulators. Upstream 2. Support for Adreno 730v3 or Adreno 725v1. You can get it on Kimchi's GitHub, just type in Kimchi GitHub. And after that, choose this one. Once you're inside, look for Adreno Tools drivers. Next up, let's talk about Nintendo 3DS emulation on Android with Citra. In our previous episode we talked about Pablo MK7's Citra online multiplayer support, and if you haven't watched it yet you can watch the video here. This is just an update of this Citra online multiplayer support, and it looks like Pablo MK7 was able to make Miiverse work on Citra. Here's a video footage from Pablo MK7. So if you want to know more about this experimental Citra online multiplayer support, I'll leave a link in the description box below, feel free to check it out. Lastly, let's talk about Nintendo DS emulation on Android with Melon DS. Melon DS Android just got a brand new update, Version Beta 1.9.1 PS. In this update they fixed save states not saving or loading properly. So if you're having issues with save states, update your Melon DS Android now. Inspire me to make more videos like this by subscribing to the channel.